no proof for that. Also, they said the Prophet ﷺ never, or the Prophet ﷺ never يعني يتثاءب. He never did that because this is from the shaitan, and the Prophet ﷺ protected from the shaitan, but there is no proof for that either. And it seems to be based on proof, but not a very strong one or a clear one. Also, they said the Prophet ﷺ was born مختون. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ولد مختونا. يعني the Prophet ﷺ was born and he was circumcised. صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. This is some of the quality of the Prophet ﷺ's body. As I told you, some of them fabricated, like what whoever saying the Prophet ﷺ was created from lights. This is lies and not acceptable. Or some of them said the Prophet ﷺ can help the people today while he's in his grave, or can make intercession for some people today while he's in his grave. All this kadib and all this belief is not, it doesn't go with what the Islamic belief based on. The Prophet ﷺ has tools, and one of his tools is a miswak. Miswak, with your right hand next time. The Prophet ﷺ had tools, and this to help you also to have a picture of the Prophet ﷺ. He used to have miswak. Miswak is a tree, mostly it's used from arak, a tree called arak, and the root of the tree. It's a very healthy tree and had a lot of benefits. Even these days there is a lot of research to show about how this tree is very beneficial to be used to clean your mouth with. The Prophet ﷺ used to brush his teeth with it in the daytime, in the morning. The first thing he will wake up, before he sleeps, as Aisha narrated, he will start with it when he enters his house. And he will do that before the salat. And this sunnah is not exist among a lot of our brothers today, and I would really highly recommend them to have miswak, because there is toothbrush, it doesn't work, it will not replace the siwak. Those people came to this and say, we have toothbrush, this will not replace the siwak. Because siwak, the Prophet ﷺ gave us two benefits out of the siwak. One, it can be replaced with your toothbrush, which is to clean your mouth with it. But the other one, you can't claim that your toothbrush can do that. Because you need the Prophet ﷺ to be sent these days to give you to tell you that. He said about the Iraq before he passed away, that using the miswak is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. Mardatun lirrab. Mardatun lirrab. This cannot be, you can't say that toothbrush is, when you use it, you please Allah with that. But the siwak, we said that because Muhammad ﷺ said. Also the Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet used to brush his tongue with it. To the extent he would say, يعني يدخل صلى الله عليه وسلم سواكه إلى أن يقول هكذا. The Prophet would brush his tongue all the way to he will say, you can hear his like that. And Aisha narrated that. It's amazing today that the dentists always recommend you to brush your tongue while you brush your teeth. Anyway, the Prophet ﷺ also had a ring. And this ring, he started using ring before he died ﷺ. Otherwise, he didn't used to have a ring before. He used the ring only when he started sending letters to kings and other nations to call them for Islam. He'd been told that these people, the kings, will not accept any letter from you if it's not sealed. So the sealing in that time was in the ring. So he took a ring as a seal to seal his letters with. And this ring was written in this way. Muhammadun Rasulullah. 3 words. Muhammad Rasulullah. It was written from the bottom to the top. Muhammad in the bottom, then Rasul above it, then Allah above it. The first line, Allah. The second line, Rasul. The third line, Muhammad. You're reading it from bottom to top. Why? Because out of respect, he doesn't want sallallahu alaihi wasallam his name to be in the first line and Allah's names to be in the third line. شوف الأدب, the respect in Nabi, how he respects Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names, he put it in the top. Then his name in the bottom, you read it from bottom to up, to top. Also the Prophet ﷺ, his ring was made of silver, and he prohibited men to wear any gold rings. And as you know, most of the scholars also prohibited any kind of jewelry made of silver to be used other than the ring, like necklace or anything for men, or bracelet for men, even if from silver. It's only, they allowed it only in the ring. That's the majority of the scholars said that. Anyway, the Prophet ﷺ's the engraving of his was replaced in his ring was from turn in the side, from the side. Yani it was from the inside. It was inside. It was not appear from outside. Also, the Prophet ﷺ had a sword. He had a lot of swords, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the handle of his sword was made of silver. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had shields, 2 shields, an armed suit, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also had imamah, turbans, and his imamah used to be black. His turban used to be black. And some of his imamah were black, and he wore that imamah when he opened Mecca in Yawm al-Fath, as Jabir radiyallahu anh narrated. And he used to have tail for his imamah going between his shoulder, as Ibn Umar described him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to wear simple clothes. Most of his clothes were not expensive clothes. But once he wore very, very expensive clothes. Very, very expensive clothes. And most of the time he would wear very simple clothes. And he never wore anything, any clothes dragging on the floor or on the ground. As a matter of fact, it's prohibited to wear something go lower than your ankle. The ankle of your foot. Pants, thobes, whatever. It has to be above the ankles. It's prohibited to drag your clothes. And if you drag your clothes out of arrogance, this is a major sin. But if it's not out of arrogance, it is still a sin. Because the Prophet ﷺ said that قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ما كان أسفل الكعبين فهو في النار. هكذا قال ما كان أسفل الكعبين فهو في النار. Anything goes longer than your ankle, your foot's ankles, the ankles, it will be in the hell. It means it will be punished by the hell.